The alarm didn't wake you. It was the noise inside your head, the weight, the rush, the same exhausting loop that starts before your feet even touch the ground. You stare at the screen. Another message you don't want to answer. Another smile you have to fake. Another day pretending to be okay. Responsibilities that crush. Emotions you can't name. People who expect you to hold everything together while you're quietly falling apart. But what if no one is coming to save you? And that's exactly what you need. What if this breakdown, this silent unraveling that isn't your failure, but your call to rebuild? Marcus Aurelius led an empire while fighting wars, losing children, and living through plague. Epictetus was born a slave, beaten, owned, yet claimed complete inner freedom. Seneca was exiled, envied, nearly assassinated, but taught courage like few ever have. They weren't superhuman. They just knew this truth. If you want to fix your life, you must first fix your mind. Today we walk through 8 brutal Stoic rules that can rebuild you from the inside out. Rules that strip the lies, break the chains, and give you back your mind, your power. Only a few will apply them. Fewer will live them. But those who do, change. Discipline over everything. Comment below. I choose strength. Rule number 8. No one is coming to save you. Have you ever felt like you're waiting for something or someone to finally pull you out of the fog? Maybe you keep hoping a change will just happen, that things will finally click, that relief will arrive, somehow, from the outside. Epictetus never had that luxury. He was born into slavery, owned, controlled. But he made a choice most never do. He refused to let his mind be chained. He said, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus has the power to break my freedom of choice." It sounds harsh, but it's a kind of brutal mercy. No one is coming, and that's your freedom. Because as long as you're waiting for someone else to rescue you, you're not free, you're dependent. Imagine a man drowning in a shallow pool, screaming for help, thrashing around, but never realizing he could just stand up. That's how life is when you hand over your power to others, waiting for the apology, the opportunity, the permission, the perfect moment. Freedom begins the second you stop waiting. When you say, "This is on me now," not in bitterness, but in strength. Start small, clean your space, set boundaries, say no, say yes, say something you've been afraid to say. That's how self-rescue begins, in quiet, powerful acts of ownership. You feel that shift already, don't you? Let's keep going. Rule number 7, control the inner battlefield. There's a war happening, not out there, in here. Have you ever felt like your biggest enemy is your own mind? You look calm, composed, but inside it's chaos, overthinking, doubt, anger. You replay the worst moments. You predict disasters that haven't even happened yet. Marcus Aurelius knew this battle well. He wasn't just an emperor. He was a man surrounded by betrayal, disease, and war. And yet, he wrote this in his journal. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He knew the truth. The battlefield isn't your job, your past, your critics. The battlefield is your reaction to them. Imagine your mind as a shield. You can polish it, train it, strengthen it, or let it rust. When criticism hits you, will it break you or bounce off? In today's world, that war is constant. Someone unfollows you. A project fails. Your nervous system reacts like it's life or death. But Stoicism teaches this. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control what you bring to it. Take a breath when anger rises. Pause before reacting. Remind yourself, this storm is not me. I am the calm inside it. Because when you master your response, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the master of your own fate. And that kind of power, it changes everything. Rule number 6, comfort is the silent killer. Have you noticed how easy it is to go numb? Another scroll, another snack, another episode. You're not resting, you're escaping. And deep down, what you know, it's making you weaker. Seneca had everything: wealth, influence, luxury. but he practiced sleeping on the floor, wearing rough clothes, eating the bare minimum, not because he had to, because he chose to. Set aside a certain number of days, he wrote, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and ask yourself, is this the condition I feared? Comfort, when overfed, becomes poison. It dulls the edge of your spirit. It whispers, you're safe, while quietly stealing your resilience. Think of a blade left untouched, polished, yes, but unused. Soon it loses its sharpness, its purpose. That's what comfort does to your mind. The more you avoid discomfort, the less you can handle life. The Stoics didn't glorify suffering, they trained for it. Like mental athletes, they built endurance. So when the storm came, they didn't break. Start small. Take cold showers. Delay gratification. Sit with boredom. Stop reaching for ease the moment tension appears. Each time you lean into discomfort, you strengthen the muscle of resilience. And when life hits hard, as it always will, you won't crumble. You'll stand, steady, ready, unshaken. Rule number 5. Your excuses are your chains. What story are you telling yourself right now? I'm too tired. I never got the chance. It's just how I am. Excuses feel like truth when you've repeated them long enough, but in the end they don't protect you, they imprison you. Epictetus didn't have an easy life. He was beaten, crippled, silenced. And still, he said this: it's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. It's not the lack of time, it's how you justify wasting it. It's not the rejection, it's how you interpret what it means about you. Every excuse is a link in a chain, and the longer you defend it, the tighter it wraps around your potential. Picture a bird in an open cage, still sitting there day after day, because it convinced itself the door was locked. That's what we do with our limitations. We live inside self-made prisons, built from reasons that once felt true, but no longer serve us. The Stoic path isn't about shame, it's about clarity. Radical responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means owning your power to change. Today, catch yourself, not to judge, but to shift. When the excuse rises, ask, is this helping me grow or keeping me safe? Because the truth is, you don't need easier conditions. You need a stronger mind. Rule number 4, you are not special. This might sting, but it's the truth that sets you free. You are not special, and that's exactly why you can grow. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth. People worshipped him like a god, but he wrote privately and often about his own insignificance. Soon you will have forgotten all things, he said, and all things will have forgotten you. Harsh, maybe, but freeing, absolutely, because the more you believe you're special, the more fragile you become. You avoid failure. You expect praise. You collapse under criticism. Modern culture tells you that you're amazing just the way you are. But the Stoics knew that kind of flattery weakens the soul. You're not above the laws of growth. You bleed, break, fall, and rise, just like everyone else. Imagine a mountain climber who insists the mountain should bend to their path. They'll never reach the top. But the one who humbles themselves, learns the terrain, trains their body, adjusts, they ascend. That's what it means to embrace being human. Not less, not more, just human, capable of wisdom, courage, strength, but only if you're willing to drop the illusion of exceptionality. Humility is not weakness. It's the ground that strength is built on. And when you realize you don't need to be special, only disciplined, only consistent, that's when the real change begins. Rule number 3, kill what makes you weak. There are parts of you that are quietly destroying your life, and you know exactly what they are. That habit you always return to, the thought that whispers, you'll never change, the voice that justifies staying small, staying stuck. Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality, but that suffering becomes real when you allow it to grow roots inside you. You weren't born lazy, addicted, distracted. Those are patterns, not your identity. But patterns, if left unchallenged, become prisons. Picture a garden overrun with weeds. It doesn't matter how rich the soil is. Nothing strong will grow unless you tear the roots out. That's how you fix your mind. You don't wait for motivation. You kill the thing that keeps you weak, over and over again. That means saying no to comfort when it wants to seduce you. It means not negotiating with thoughts that insult your strength. It means getting honest about what is costing you your peace. It's not about being cruel to yourself. It's about being surgical, precise, intentional. You deserve freedom, but freedom only comes after you remove what enslaves you. You can feel it now. What needs to go? Don't delay. Don't explain it away. End it. And make room for what's strong. Rule number 2, stop chasing peace outside yourself. How often do you tell yourself, I'll feel better when the work slows down, when they apologize, when life finally gives you a break? But that peace you're chasing, it vanishes the moment life shifts, and it always does. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. In the middle of war, plague, and betrayal, he wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter retreat than in his own soul." That's not poetry, that's survival. Because if your peace depends on everything going right, you're always one bad day away from breaking. Peace isn't found in the noise of the world, it's built in the silence within you. Think of a tree in the middle of a storm. The branches sway, break, bend. But if the roots are deep, it holds. Your mind is the same. When you ground yourself in clarity, in stillness, you become storm-proof. Not because life got easier, but because your inner world became stronger. This doesn't mean isolation. It means ownership. It means choosing presence over panic, breath over reaction, awareness over escape. And you don't need perfect conditions to start. You need a decision to stop outsourcing your peace to things you can't control. Because the greatest empire you'll ever rule is your own mind. Rule number 1, you are responsible for everything. This is the hardest rule, but it's the one that frees you completely. You are responsible for everything, even the things that weren't your fault. Not because you caused it, but because you can choose what comes next. Epictetus didn't blame the men who hurt him. He didn't waste time on what was unfair. He took ownership of his mind, and in doing so, he claimed his life. It's not what happens to you, he said, but how you react to it that matters. That's radical responsibility. Not blame, not shame, power. It's easy to live in victimhood, to rehearse the pain, to cling to the story. But that keeps you trapped, reactive, bitter, powerless. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with bricks, each one a past wound, a betrayal, a failure. You didn't put them all there, but you're the one still carrying them. Stoicism doesn't ask you to pretend it didn't happen. It asks you to respond with strength, clarity, and control. You can't erase the past, but you can stop it from controlling your next move. You can say, I didn't choose what hurt me, but I choose what I become because of it. That choice, repeated daily, reshapes everything. And when you live like that, you stop being a victim of life. You become its author. Conclusion: choose strength. You've just heard 8 brutal Stoic rules, not easy, not soft, but true. No one is coming to save you. The real war is inside your mind. Comfort is seducing you into weakness. Excuses are the chains you choose to wear. You are not special, and that's your power. You must kill what makes you weak. You will never find peace outside yourself. And in the end, you are responsible for all of it. These aren't just ideas. They are weapons. Use them to cut through the noise, to rebuild yourself and from the inside out. Here's your challenge. Pick one of these rules, not all 8, just one, and live it for the next 7 days, fully, honestly, without compromise. See what changes, see what breaks, see what reveals itself. You can't control the world, but you can command your mind, and when you do that, you don't just survive, you rise. Comment below. Which rule hit you the hardest? And repeat this to yourself. I choose strength.